Uh, Good morning, everyone. Another question
Morning, sir.
is must know.
Sir?
Can you see this PPT must know concepts?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Yeah, sorry for the delay. Just got a news that one of our ex-colleagues' mother passed away because of COVID. Okay, uh, seems entire family was affected. Just a word of advice: don't go by the numbers. What is coming in the media, telling that it's all going down. I'm not very sure it's whether the COVID is actually going down or going up. So take all necessary precautions and, if possible, get vaccinated. Things are not that rosy, like what people claim. And now everything is open, so there's absolutely no control. So stay safe. That's all we can do now. Okay. In this course, these are the things you should understand both from academic point of view as well as in case you land up in a good job. First is flying and handling qualities. Then we talked about level, class, phase. Then most importantly the modes. So I told you that longitudinal has two modes and lateral directional has three modes. Okay. And then we'll talk in detail about the stability derivative, though I have introduced what is a stability derivative and control derivative to you. So all these things, some analytical derivations will be there. Analytical derivations just takes you in a direction. It will just tell you, for example, if the tail plane area is so much, what is the likely value for the stability derivative? But all said and done, analytical methods are based on a lot of assumptions. Okay, so it might or might not be of much practical importance. There is something called as DATCOM. So, which you people will be using it during the course. I request you people to download. Another question: have you downloaded MV Cook?
Which one, sir?
MV Cook reference book, Flight Dynamics by MV Cook.
No, sir. I'll download it now, sir.
Yeah, do it fast, okay? Otherwise, you lose track. Huh?
Ah, sir.
You need not purchase it. These editions are available on LibGen, and that's applicable to everyone in the class. Please download this book. So this DATCOM is a more practical way of estimating all these stability derivatives. Okay, so you will get exposure to both the analytical formulation as well as how to go through the DATCOM. And I'll leave it as a term project, so you people uh, really go through the documentation and try to find out. Uh, then we also talked about static and dynamic stability. A very common question in your interviews. Okay, what's the difference between static and dynamic stability? Dynamic stability means it's going to have time dependent terms. Whereas static stability is when there is a tendency for the system to converge to the initial equilibrium state. Then we saw typical aircraft responses, how it can be statically, all combinations. Okay. Then the next slide was just taken from your control system book. Only thing is now this decay word is replaced by something called a subsidence. Okay. Uh, So this word we are going to use it for roll subsidence. Instead of telling roll decay, we say it's roll subsidence. Then we talked about, okay, fine, you designed an aircraft for performance, but the flying qualities are not good. Uh, so you'll have to do something, an artificial way of creating stability, and that is called augmentation. You augment the stability. So, what does it mean for a layman? Suppose the tail plane area is, let us say this is the tail plane, and this area is some 1 unit. I'm just giving you some hypothetical thing. Okay. The aero designer has designed the tail plane like this, and you find the longitudinal stability is not desirable, not as per the, you want level 1 performance, whereas it's in level 3. So I can't change the tail plane because aircraft prototype is already being manufactured. So I use control system in such a way that this 1 unit of tail plane behaves as if it is 2 units or whatever it is. Though physically it is not 2 units. So that's how you augment the system. So that is called stability augmentation system. And this will be dealt with in the module 3. Uh, Basically using root locus. Okay, we'll use root locus to do this stability augmentation system. So from now onwards, think about the subject as a multidisciplinary subject in the sense it is a combination of aerodynamics and control system. So don't think of it as watertight compartments. Then it becomes very easy. That was the last slide we covered yesterday. So we continue with the same introductory topics. So when I talk about aircraft, I talk about it, I can think about it at different levels. Okay, I can go down to the rivet and say this is so many rivets are there and the rivet is working like that. Or I can consider the aircraft as a single box. And to this box, I give some inputs and I observe the outputs. Inputs, definitely it's going to be these three things: aileron, elevator, rudder, and throttle. Of course, there might be some few things like uh, people will say, okay, undercarriage retraction and extension also is an input, but such cases we will not consider. In fact, we will not even talk about throttle. Once we give this input, the aircraft is going to respond. Respond in terms of velocity and acceleration. Velocities in three different axes, U, V, and W. U is X, V is Y, and W is Z axis. And then these are translational velocities. You have rotational velocities corresponding to P, Q, and R. P is roll, pitch, and yaw. So these are the things I am looking at. And of course, U dot, V dot, W dot becomes the acceleration. Once all these things are happening, there is going to be some displacement. So displacement can be in the X direction, Y direction, or Z direction. If it is the Z direction, you call it as height. And that's what you people are doing now. Height control autopilot. Okay. So you're giving some inputs, height is varying. Okay. In addition to this, there can always be some atmospheric disturbances like gust and all those things. But in this course, we are not talking about gust and all. Okay, then it becomes too messy. The flight condition, when I talk about flight condition, there is essentially just two things we have to remember: what velocity it's flying and at what altitude it is flying. Because altitude is going to change the density. Okay, so everything changes. Half rho v squared, the moment you have rho changing, definitely things are going to change. Velocity is more critical because once you go from subsonic to supersonic, so you will find all these characteristics, they differ quite a lot. Okay, so you can't assume the same value throughout the flight envelope. So whenever I talk about stability derivatives, let us say xu, it is at a particular velocity and particular altitude. Or in short, it is for a particular flight condition. That's what it means. Okay. So what now we have this box. This box we are going to have 6 partial differential equations. That forms the mathematical model of the aircraft. So you have this aircraft equations of motion. So this equations are derived with the assumption that it is just small perturbations about trim. You have trimmed the aircraft for flying at a particular velocity and altitude, and over that you give a very small perturbation and see that what happens. Look at the response. Now, once you do this, give this sort of inputs, you try to capture the flying and handling qualities. But again, it has to be subjective, so you talk about stability parameters. This stability parameters, now you relate it to the aerodynamic characteristics of the aircraft. And the whole thing, all this PDEs, the coefficients are finally coming out from two things called as stability derivative and control derivative. Okay. So this is how the whole thing is arranged. So right now it might look a bit vague, but once we start the derivation, you'll understand why we are doing it. Okay. So now with this background, probably I can introduce you to the course. What is the content of the course? Uh, First one is stability, static stability, just to familiarize yourself with the nomenclature because you already covered this static stability. Some again nomenclature, some aircraft geometry, few terms you should know. Okay. Uh, Once we are done with this, then we'll talk about system of axis and notation. Axis already you know, you have done it, but just to bring it into this notation what M.V. Cook has used. Then we'll go to this aircraft equations of motion. Now there are two different schools of thought when the flight dynamics and control courses are taken. Earlier, 75% of the time they used to spend only on this equations of motion, the 6 degree of freedom equations. But with time, even in Cranfield, what they have done is they have just pushed it to the appendix now, and they just tell the end result and then start with the solution of the equation. Because nothing is going to change. Everyone has derived the same thing over the period of years. In general, you should know how it is derived. That's all. So that today you are doing it for a conventional aircraft, and tomorrow if you are doing it for a, say, what is that, drone, this thing, quadcopter, you must be in a position to set your own equations. That's all. Otherwise, it is there everywhere, and MATLAB anyway is going to give you the equations as a box. But what are the terms inside that each equations that you should know, okay? So that intelligently you can tweak it. But what is important is we request solution to this equation. What I mean by so in this part, what we are going to do is, if I give an input, what is the output? Okay. And I'll bring it to the familiar form, output by input Laplace transform, which is nothing but the transfer function. We'll derive the transfer function for important things. Like for your avionics lab, I am telling you the transfer function has been given by the manufacturer. Okay. So I gave you that Roscom book. Okay. In that the transfer functions are there. But how to derive these transfer functions is what we'll be seeing in this solutions of equation. Once that is done, then we'll concentrate on this stability and control derivatives. 11 to 12 derivatives are important. Only those things I'll derive, analytical expressions, and the method is almost same for the rest of the derivatives. Okay. So once you do few, the important ones, doing it for other derivatives is not difficult. So with this, we'll have the proper box of the aircraft. Up to this is going to give you the proper mathematical model. Now we'll go into the, we'll actually differentiate the response into two, longitudinal and lateral, and try to study them individually. Okay. The moment you combine all these two things, you get into problems. But if you think about it as two different identities, then easily you can understand this. And once you are through with this, the final thing is you have to analyze the flying and handling qualities. So this is the end result of the complete course. Okay. Do all these analysis, get all the analytical expressions, get the required parameters like damping ratio and natural frequency, and then go to the table which I showed you, in which flying and handling qualities are there, and then you say, okay, the aircraft is going to respond all right or not. So this is going to be the end result, and with that we'll complete the module 2. So this is going to be the last one in module 2. Or you can say 75% of the course relates to module 1 and module 2. Then we go to the last module. I know it's quite a bit, okay, it's quite heavy, the syllabus is quite heavy, okay. Uh, so we'll be doing stability augmentation system. Fortunately, you already started doing autopilots. And the last part is just some information about active control technology. So we'll see how best to go about it. But last, because it's an online mode, the speed of delivery also is quite slow. Okay, so I couldn't really do any justice to the last part. First of all, we don't know whether the semester is going to continue for so much duration, and suddenly if they say, oh, close it, then we can't do anything. So at least up to autopilots, let's do a proper job. Active control technology, maybe one or two lectures, just introduction and say, okay, this is where the information is available for those who are interested. Okay, so this is the course content. Now you are free to ask questions, whatever you want.
Sir, what is a gust load?
Gust load, okay, what is a gust? Uh, a sudden change in the relative wind velocity. These gusts can happen due to a downdraft. See, suppose a cold air is heavy, right, compared to hot air. So there, a pocket of cold air suddenly coming down is going to hit you at very high speed. So the aircraft, suppose it's seeing 200 meter per second, suddenly it goes to 250 meter per second. So again, half rho v squared. So there is a huge difference, okay, in the velocity. It's v squared, right? So the aircraft tends to go up suddenly. So this sort of thing creates a lot of stability issues. So this gust load elevation is just to give you layman type of explanation. So the aircraft is going up, right?
Yes, sir.
So somehow if I can measure the vertical acceleration and give that as a feedback, then I can do something so that it is mitigated to a certain extent. This active control technology aircrafts have that provision. Otherwise, you don't put vertical sensors like this.
Yes, sir.
And this anyway is removed, okay? These two things we are not going to talk about. Because classical control, its analog control itself is such a vast subject. To cover digital control in one or two classes is impossible. In fact, for the next 2019 curriculum, we have removed this digital controls and stability. Anything else? So up to this stability augmentation system, it is only MV Cook. Okay. So up to this, it's going to be MV Cook. Because he starts with little bit about autopilot, but doesn't give much information. So whenever we come to autopilots, I'll let you know what book to follow. But if you start reading that book, you will find it quite difficult without going through all this MV Cook. Better start with MV Cook and then I'll give you some reference books. Anything else? Okay, fine. Okay. So if you look at this active control technology, one is control configured vehicles, or you'll hear it as CCV. Uh, Basically, these control configured vehicles are capable of 6 degrees of freedom, whereas conventional aircrafts they don't have this 6 degrees of freedom. Okay, so which means that it can move in the y direction directly. Okay, without banking, it can move like this by generating some direct side force. Okay, so it can move in this axis without rolling. Similarly, it can move in the vertical direction without pitching up or pitching down. That's in short what a control configured vehicle is. So you look at all this present generation aircrafts, you'll have all this strange control surfaces. Okay, it's not neither a canard nor a vertical fin, some sort of combination of it. So all these things uh, help in generating this sort of motion. So if at all someone is asking you what it is just 6 degrees of freedom, capable of 6 degrees of freedom. And design process, you take into account the controls capability also of the technology so that you can design a much more efficient aircraft. Okay, these are all for the NBA stuff. Okay, just put the same thing in a different way. What you're what you're supposed to do at the end, or what you will be capable of doing at the end of this course. Okay, that's all from my side. We'll start with the first module in the next class. Another Krishnan, has Kannan sir told you about something about creativity workshop?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We got that, but I think it's paid, sir.
It is paid, okay. So I can't force you to take, or but people who are interested to become entrepreneurs, definitely I think it's worth doing it. I think around 500 rupees they are charging, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. So it's not a compulsion, uh, but if you want to start your business, maybe it might be useful. Okay. So I leave it up to you. It's optional. I will not make it compulsory.
Mm.
Uh, so your innovation lab is on Thursday, right?
Yes, sir. Thursday.
Thursday. So three ideas from each group, and followed by the innovation lab, we'll have the avionics lab review also, for which the group leaders alone should come. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir.
So another question, you can just pass on the information to others.
Yes, sir.
And Priya and Priya is there or not? Priya, the BTech group can stay. Huh? Others can leave.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Priya and Saptagiri, what have you decided about the BTech project?
Sir, we are okay with this, sir.
Even for us, sir, we are okay with this.
No issues?
No issues.
No, sir.
Okay, fine. Very good.
Sir, I have one doubt, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, if we are gonna do this as a final year project, what about the project that you told before to me, sir?
Which one? That free flight, no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but that free flight, you can't do too many things. This I thought was slightly better because it gives you direct employment opportunities.
Yeah, yes, sir.
One of the opportunities, then it's up to you to go in this field or not. Okay.
Oh,
Develop a liking and you feel that firm is okay, then you can proceed with it. Free
okay,
flight
sir.
would have been, though this particular company is also interested in free flight,
Mm.
but presently they want to concentrate on this uh, autopilot for carrier-based ILS.
Oh, okay, okay, sir.
But once you go into the company, you will get an opportunity to work on free flight also.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Autonomous flight, free flight, everything.
Okay, okay, sir.
Because they are aiming quite big. Okay. Let's see.
Yes.
Already they got some 100 crores worth orders.
Oh, okay.
That's a big amount
Yeah.
for a startup. That's why they are recruiting like anything.
Mm.
So you guys, have you downloaded MV Cook?
No, sir. After you told in this class only, I started to search that.
I'm going to kill you. Okay. If you don't do it. It's
I'll.
really, you people, you six should be one up. Okay. One step ahead of the class. Only then you can start with your BTech project.
Yes, sir.
And take your avionics lab seriously. Okay.
Okay,
Try
sir.
to do it yourself. Don't depend on someone else to do it. Do it yourself
Okay,
and
sir.
what aircraft are you doing in the avionics lab, Priya?
Reach 99, sir.
Okay. How is it? What stage have you reached now?
We've done the autopilot for the Skyhawk.
Okay.
We've we got the height graph, but I'm not entirely sure if it's exactly right. So
Uh,
during the review, I'll try to display it, and also
yeah.
for Beechcraft, we started looking at what to do.
Yeah. Just try parallelly start with the transfer function approach also. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So like one group can do the transfer function, other can do on the Skyhawk. Okay. Okay, fine. So anything you want to ask me regarding a BTech project? if it's okay, then I can send a confirmation to those guys today.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Huh?
So
So,
what's the company name, sir?
sorry, Priya.
The company's name, sir?
What is it? I keep forgetting. Sky. Just 1 second, let me see it.
Okay, sir.
I got that thing with me. In fact, they have sent. Can you see the slide? Some fixed wing landing solution for moving platform.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's called Skytech. Skytex.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is what these guys want us to do.
Okay, sir.
In fact, even two of them, but I'm telling them it's too much for at BTech level.
Yes, sir.
It has to be one group will concentrate on the lateral, another will all be on the longitudinal.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Priya. Once everything is through, then I will share it with you. So
Yes, sir.
tentatively,
Sure, sir.
you are doing lateral, and Saptagiri Vasan,
We are longitude.
you are doing long. Okay.
Yes, sir.
But finally,
Yes, sir.
both groups should talk to each other. Okay.
Yeah,
Fine.
that's
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then. Okay. Thanks. We'll meet next class.
Thank you,
Bye.
sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Bye.
thank you. Bye. Sir.